And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here in the Cincy Light Studios on BearcatJournal.com. Hail Marys, they are located in Cheviot on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District, so you can walk from bar to bar with your drinks. But why would you do that when you can just stick around at Hail Marys? They've got a 27 TV layout, 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest beer around, they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. Go to Hail Marys, get you a Cincy Light, and tell them Bearcat Journal sent you. All right, Aaron. Changing things up a little bit tonight. Normally Tuesday is talking about talking, but we had the Scott Satterfield press conference today. We are getting Wes Miller and I think Katrina Merriweather tomorrow. Katrina will be able to talk about D. Alexander signing tomorrow, I believe. So probably hit on that. But instead of doing one and then leaving out the other, we decided we'll move talking about talking to Wednesday. So today we're going to do our Big 12 Week 12 preview. As I am watching Kansas and Michigan State in the Champions Classic off to the side here. Kansas up 9 with 4 minutes to go. So there you go. Let's get to Week 12, Aaron. How are you?
We're making it.
Making our way downtown. No, not that.
Making our way through potty training. A little bit different.
Yeah, you know what mine cost me? A dog. We bribed the kid with the dog.
We're using dum-dums, and that seems to be working, but to each their own.
Well, what happened was Kelsey got potty trained, but then she just figured out that, like, I'll go number 2 on the potty, but if I'm playing or doing something, it's just easier to just go number 1 here in this pull-up, and then they'll take care of it. So then we were like, if you're potty trained by your 3rd birthday, we'll buy you a dog. She was potty trained by her 3rd birthday. How about that? Parenting by Chad. Oh, boy. All right. We got a Friday game this week, Aaron. What a miserable Friday game this is.
You're not wrong.
Not only just the game itself, but Houston at Arizona, 10:15 Friday night on FS1.
Just the network, the time, the teams,
all of it.
It opened at -1.5. It's now moved to -1, still favoring Arizona, but I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Did you see the total?
44.5 is what it opened at. It's moved to 45.5.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Clearly Vegas is expecting an offensive explosion. I don't know how you can't go Houston here. I mean, they seem to be playing better of late, and Arizona is not getting better. I kind of think this is a sucker bet.
ESPN analytics say Arizona's 57.2%.
Houston's playing better. Am I crazy?
I don't know. You're not crazy. I agree. And I think that, truthfully, if you put gun to my head and told me I had to bet on this one, I think I'm probably taking my chances with Fritz and Houston, even though it's on the road, even though it's a miserable – the miserable time doesn't really affect Houston the way it would an East Coast team.
No. It's 9:15, I think, in Houston.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, that's not terrible. I don't know. I think I roll with Houston here and kind of don't even think twice about it. Maybe I'll be wrong, but low scoring. I might even at 45.5, I might still go under here. These two teams are not good on offense, so I guess anything could happen. Sure. Noon on Fox. Colorado hosts Utah. So 10 o'clock in the morning for both of these teams. What are we doing?
Utah still reeling about that BYU all over. They're still spiraling everywhere on social media. They cannot handle. They're now, the fans are now wanting to sign petitions to find an exit strategy out of the Big 12.
Please go. Like, please go. Please.
I don't know what they're doing. Colorado favored by 10 in this one. The opened at 10, still at 10. The over under at 48.5 was the open. It's now at 47.5. I think it just depends on how many points Utah can score total, period, if it's going to hit the over. And truthfully, Colorado might do it by itself.
Well, so Colorado's defense has been pretty good of late. Mm-hmm. And Utah's offense has been terrible. Like, terrible.
Including holding that they got called on to lose a game.
The holding was on defense.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, including the holding that was called and lost them the game.
I can't imagine Utah putting up more than 14 points in this game. I just can't. And while Utah's defense is good, Colorado has Shitter Sanders and Travis Hunter. Like, I'm thinking 14-point victory. Like 24-14, 28-14.
This line easy moves from 10 but by kickoff. So if you're going to bet on it right now while it's still at -10, because I can't imagine it's not going to move the other way. No. Barring injury this week during practice, there's no way it moves the other way. So I would absolutely grab it at 10 if you can.
Maybe it's just Vegas being a little cautious because it's going to be early for both teams. So they're expecting them to be sloppy. I don't know. Like this one, again, Vegas doesn't make any sense on this one. I like Colorado by more than 10.
Agreed.
I don't know I would stay away from the over-under because I just don't trust Utah's offense.
I still think Colorado, if they don't do it by themselves, it's going to be damn close. I think I'd take the over.
Baylor at West Virginia. Baylor favored by 2.5, total 58.5. Boy, I don't think West Virginia played well last Saturday. Like I didn't walk away from that game impressed by West Virginia, which probably makes the end result like why it was so frustrating.
Their defense did enough, and
yeah,
I like Baylor by more than 1.5. I think that the 59.5 over under is crazy talk, and I think it's under.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think Baylor, I'm laying a couple points, whatever it ends up being. It's up to 2.5 from what I'm seeing.
You're right. I was looking at and it's at 58.5, which is
still.
I think it's still probably under.
Yeah, I don't think if Garrett Green's back, maybe it's different. But with what I saw at quarterback from them against UC, under. Yeah. Interesting one. Arizona State at Kansas State. It was reported today Cam Scatterbo was back at practice, still listed as, questionable, whatever. Like, he's going to have to get through the week, but it looks like he's on track to play. I'll take Kansas State at home. I think 9 is crazy.
I agree. I think 9 is bananas. And if you're trying to make some money, that plus 270 for money line on Arizona State, I mean, out of all the games we've talked about, this one might make you a little cheddar. And there's so much on the line. Like, I'm not just giving Kansas State 9 in this league is crazy. Crazy.
Half of all the games played in the conference, Big 12 games, have been decided by one score. Half.
If you have Levitt and you have Scatterbo, I think it's a one possession game. Period.
too.
If you don't win.
I'll take Kansas State to win, but I don't think it's going to be by more than 9.
Give me Arizona State.
Yeah.
I also think over under at 50.5. I'm taking the over.
And by the way, Baylor, West Virginia is at 4 on ESPN2. Arizona State, Kansas State at 7 on ESPN. We'll get to Cincinnati, Iowa State as we go through the week. That one has been bet all the way up to 9 as well. Kansas at BYU, 10-15, ESPN. The spread is only BYU minus.
What are we doing here?
I know the last 2 weeks, Kansas has gotten their offense on track. Jalen Daniels was excellent in the win over Iowa State.
I was going to say the win over, or the loss to Kansas State, 27 isn't getting it on track for Kansas, not compared to what they did last year.
But he was so bad early in the year. He's back to playing pretty good. Like, he sucked for 2 months.
He was 18 of 31 for 209, a touchdown and a pick in that one. That's not.
Yeah, that's significantly better than he was the first couple weeks of the first 2 months of the season.
He did also have 66 yards rushing and a touchdown rushing.
Where am I wrong?
But
where am I wrong?
I don't know that that's getting it back on track. That's just doing better than you did the rest of the season. I guess it was something to build on because they destroyed Iowa State. That said, no way you go into BYU. BYU is playing for a perfect season. They're playing for the college football playoff. There's a ton on the line for BYU, especially if they're trying to make a mark in this conference. And it moved from 2.5 to 3. BYU at 3. I'm hammering it because at least you're pushing, if not actually walking away with money there. I don't like Kansas in this one.
I mean, the only thing that you have to take into to close consideration is BYU loves playing close games. Loves it. Decided very, very late. BYU wins. I'm not overly comfortable laying 3 with them, but if I had to pick one, that would be it. What is it? 55.5?
55.5. Yeah.
It's the over under. I think it goes over that. With both of these teams are pretty damn good on offense.
I think it's under.
Really?
I don't think Kansas shows up in this game. No.
Huh. What's their record?
3-6.
So they'd have to win out to get to a bowl game.
Yeah.
That at least gives them a little incentive, I guess. I don't know. On the basketball front, that wraps up football for the weekend.
Yeah.
On the basketball front, well, as we're recording this, Kansas up 5 with 30 seconds left in the first game of the Champions Classic. Central Florida losing by 1 to Florida Atlantic with about 10 minutes left in the game. Baylor's up 14 on Sam Houston State late in the first. TCU with a early lead on Texas State. Is there anything the rest of the week?
Thursday.
Yeah, the Wednesday games aren't great. The Thursday games, I guess, LSU, Kansas State?
At least 2 undefeated teams that we're not the ones who've been banging the SEC drum, but there certainly have been some national heads banging the SEC drum.
And then Friday should be decent. TCU, Michigan, backyard brawl, West Virginia, Pitt on Friday, and then Arizona, Wisconsin on Friday as well.
Nothing Saturday.
And nothing of note Sunday.
Right.
So there you go. That's going to wrap it up. We will see you tomorrow. BCJ pod with Dave and I. Aaron and I will have talking after that. That's the nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!